Hello, IJ76 in here. Welcome to another edition of AOR Racing. F1 2019 on the PlayStation 4 is Tier F10. The capture said round 2 and 3. Bahrain was a disaster. I did the update. It wiped my career mode, all my settings just before the race. I thought that there was something wrong with the log, but it wasn't. I was on auto gears and all sorts of things. I didn't remember what my steering wheel settings were, so I didn't set a qualifying time. Crashed off for 2 laps, and when I tried to reverse, I was disqualified. So that was round 2. Round 3 in China, much better. Qualifying P7 of 15, although I am on the softer tyre. Only one of the drivers in the top 10 was on the softs. But nevertheless, we're well up on a track. It's one of my strongest. My best ever result in F1 on AOR is 4th in the first season that I did. 4 seasons ago, I think. A reasonably good start. Lost 1 place to a Renault. And try and hang it around this very unusual, long, ever slowing right-hander of turn 2. Just trying not to snag a wing there. So we've dropped a couple of positions, but we're behind the Haas of L3W1 UK. So the weather is looking good. Not expecting any rain. Hoping to do a 1-stop from soft to probably hard. A lot of the guys are qualified on mediums. Hence we're slightly further up than we normally are. And in hindsight, at the end of the race, I think I possibly should have done that as well. But we'll see how we get on with the softs. So keeping up with these guys ahead. Some of those are on hard, some of them on mediums. So quite a big time difference in terms of the tyres. Hence why I'm keeping up with these individuals at the moment. We go to rich fuel mix. We're on overtake early on, and we're just too far away to make a move into the hairpin on the first lap, as L3 runs really wide, and we should be able to make a position here on the Haas if we're brave on the brakes into the last quarter. We are. He's too far back anyway. We run wide, but we don't get a penalty for that, so we end the first lap in 7th. So lap 3, as I said, we are on the soft tyres. They won't last long, but for now we're enjoying some good pace. We're actually catching 2 Ferraris, which is something, because they've been on the podium together a couple of times this year, or at least once this year, I think. And we get a catch Bashful, who I believe is the Portuguese driver in the Ferrari, and I try and brake late. He brakes really late, and I lose my braking, and apologies for that. PX Cam, I certainly wasn't trying to dive bomb him. I just completely misjudged my braking. Unfortunately, that lets through L3 as well as the 2 Ferraris again, and now I've got a Toro Rosso of JJ Style not far behind us, so we're down to 8th. So lap 8, come in for our scheduled tyre stop. So this is one of the earliest ones to change onto the hard tyres, which should go to the end of the race, but they probably won't be in a brilliant shape come the end, and we do come out in 12th place. Now this is our out lap from the pits, and just too much throttle, didn't short shift enough. Silly mistake that will have fairly significant consequences later on in our race. We lost probably 5 or 6 seconds there. So lap 23, we zoomed forward. Basically I've been stuck in 10th for a while with Salvo Filer a couple of seconds ahead, and F1 Gatecrasher a second or 2 behind. We were running all at very similar pace, but I seem to have better pace than Salvo Filer at this stage, and I'm really trying to gain my best position of the season. We've got overtake, we've got Rich, we've got DRS. We're going to go down the outside, and again it's who's going to be braver on the brakes. And we're fairly late on the brakes. We get nowhere near the apex. You can see the red proximity arrow is pretty close to us, but at the end it was a clean, if not particularly attractive move. And we're up to 9th now with just over 5 laps to go. Now the trouble with passing someone who's got a very similar pace to you is if they hang on to the DRS 1 second mark, the next lap round, they're going to have a good chance to get you back, and this is exactly what happens. In fairness, I think I braked too early, because he was there, but he wasn't absolutely there. A nice clean pass by the Renault, so frustratingly we're down to 10th. F1 Gatecrasher, meanwhile, is keeping a watching brief, not far behind, and ready to take advantage of any problems we might have. So next time round, lap 25, we're in a good position here. We seem to have a good exit. from the long right-hander down the main straight. We're on high. We're not actually on overtake yet. We're on high ERS. We're on rich fuel mix. Not sure why I didn't go to overtake at that point. But we come down the inside, and on a second phase of braking, we make it stick just about. We were really wide, and it's a chance for Salvo Filer to get on the outside. And this is where in past seasons I would have backed out. But I thought, no, you know what? I'm going to get a bit racier. Ran a bit wide. Unfortunately, that's compromised my exit. So as we cross the line almost as a dead heat, start the last but 3 lap, if that's even a phrase. And Salvo Filer is right there. And you can run some by side here. And I just touched him a little bit, which half spins me. And Gate Crasher, fair play to him. He could have tried to take advantage there, but there's probably not enough room. He holds back, but we're back down to 10th. Now at this point I thought I probably won't be able to get Salvo Filer back, but I was happy to get a point for 10th. But you can see Gate Crasher is all over the back of me. He's a slightly quicker driver than me normally. And we know that he's on, I think he's on slightly newer hard tyres, I believe. And so I know I've got real problems coming up on this main straight. As he's going to get DRS on us, but we might still get DRS on Salvo Filer if we're lucky, so that might negate it, but it's all to nothing because I've spun it. The tyres just a little bit too worn. My own mistake, but I think starting on the softs and pitting, having to pit early, just made those tyres a little bit more worn than the competitors around me. But there you go, hey ho, annoying. Didn't get a point, finished 11th, but I enjoyed the race. I enjoyed being able to mix it with a few of the midfield guys, and we live to fight another day. So congratulations to my teammate Kelvin in the other Williams, who won the race. From second place, Fernando Fia, the Brazilian in the Sauber, and third place was Norway's Mr. Robin in the Haas. So there's confirmation of the results. Next time up, what I'm not looking forward to, it's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix from Baku.